If you're here just for a TV show and a one-night stand, it isn't going to cut it. We have got to determine that we're going to take our community back, we're going to take our streets back. We live here, and we're going to control the streets in our community.
Northeast Portland residents take to the streets to protect their neighborhood.
A lot of people like to say we're living in a ghetto, but in a ghetto I think it's just in the minds of people.
You know, this is our territory, this is our community.
I like living in this neighborhood because it has a lot of interracial families.
I've put 29 years of my sweat into my home. Why should I move? I like Northeast. Why should I have to go anyplace else?
Has this neighborhood changed a lot over that 29 years? Did it start off being a lot different place for you to raise your children than it would be now if you were raising children?
Yes, I think that I have watched the neighborhood go from one that I think everyone would have liked to have raised their kids in, to one that we have had lots of concerns and lots of frustrations. And it's a neighborhood that we would love to be proud of, but in the past 3 years, I think that we have dealt with more drugs, prostitution than ever before. I have had to go out with sticks to make them remove themselves in front of my door. And I'm not too sure that that is really all of my job. But when I call the police and we don't get a response, then we have to do the best that we can.
You don't get a response, you mean the police don't show up?
That's right.
This is Jeanette Fagan School, and I'm Betty Jeanette Fagan Smith, and our location is at 606 Northeast Fremont. I've lived in this area for 30 years nearly. I'm a mother of 4. My youngest daughter, who works here, is Deborah. We're pretty family-oriented because I know most of these parents. I've known them since they were small. And so most of them grew up here in the neighborhood with my kids as they grew older, as they grew up, rather. So it is pretty much a neighborhood type of school. There are a lot of good people live here, a lot of good things are going on. It's a safe place to be.
A lot of people would not believe you if you said it's a safe place
well,
to be.
Well, they wouldn't know unless they lived here or came into the area and worked in the area. They only know what they've heard on television or read in the newspaper. But it isn't as bad as it seems. Of course, those things that's happening on Union Avenue with the prostitutes and Alberta Street with the dope pushers, that's just one small area of this neighborhood. You know, if it's as bad as they say it is here, then a few blocks down the street near the Lloyd Center, it should also be as bad. But because it's not a predominantly black area, then it's not considered a bad area. And I think a lot of people are fearful of the area simply because it is a black area. This is my neighborhood and I like it.
Mr. Whitaker, whose is this? This yours? Mr. Whitaker, I'm advised you of your rights also, sir. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against in the court of law. You have the right to... This is heroin. And this is what, free-base-style cocaine? Okay. Of course, you don't mind if I have that tested to make sure. Okay. Where'd you get the cocaine from?
The same guy. He's there all the time.
Okay, what is it? I live in the surrounding area. I have family, I have friends, I have a mother-in-law that lives in the neighborhood here. I grew up in the neighborhood, and I just have a certain, I don't know, affinity, attachment to this neighborhood. I like it. Well, for one thing, I think it's important that the kids up here have some type of role model, other than just the pimps, the prostitutes, the dope peddlers. If a child just sees all that, then when they become older, they believe, well, geez, when I was younger, all these things were socially acceptable. Now that I'm older and things become difficult and I can't make it in life, I'll do the same thing.
What's it like to drive through your own neighborhood and see people like that out on the streets selling drugs and turning tricks, and they're not afraid when you come by?
It's somewhat disheartening, you know, because you hate to see any human being involved in something like that. You know, sometimes I drive through that area and I look at it and I can reminisce. I see myself standing on the corner walking down the street. I see myself walking from Humboldt School down the street on home, you know. And you just look and you say, geez, but by the grace of God, or for some reason, I didn't turn out like a number of people did. These guys are always up here standing on the corner, allegedly selling. That's why a lot of times you have these guys that'll run up to cars, they're just driving by, and you'll have 2 or 3 people, and they'll be just like brokers on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. They'll sit there and they'll be bargaining for how much they'll sell a bag for.
And the old curbside service there.
The old curbside drive-up service. I love when you got a camera. They don't want to stick around. It's like they're ashamed for some reason. How can they go in their own neighborhood and do it? The people up here do care about their neighborhoods, and they are willing to become involved in it. They're not content to just sit down and watch the neighborhood deteriorate.
Don't seem like the police can do anything about it. The citizens got to pick it up on themselves to try to stop this from going on, because we got kids and we got to try to protect them.
Well, surely you can't afford to stay out here every day, though.
Well, if we have to, we will until we get this cleared up.
This is my son, Donald Page Jr., and he's out here, he's out picketing because he's tired of having all these drugs in the community, and they're so close to his school, and him and all his other friends, you know, they can see what's going on, and these people are setting a really bad example for the children at Martin Luther King Elementary School.
You know what they say?
Yeah, you go home and we'll go home.
What does that mean?
Just go far, far away where, right? There isn't any children.
My heart hurts when I come out here, but how else am I going to get some money? We not robbing, we not stealing. There's a lot of these people out here got kids that take care of family. How does they eat? Like, we ain't having no jobs, we not out here robbing, we not out here stealing nothing. You know, we just having a legit business, they giving us money.
If your getting over means that we have to suffer as a community, you can't get over like that. You're going to have to find some way else to get over. You can't get over by putting us down. People up on Council Crest don't have to stand out in the rain like this about dope, right? I hope everybody realizes that people out in East Moreland don't have to get wet making speeches like this about dope, right? I hope everybody realizes that when you go in some of these other rich parts of town, people don't have to walk up and down the street carrying signs about prostitutes. Push the pushers out! Push the pushers out!
We've filled up our jails, and our police have had to resort to issuing citations to people who should have wound up behind bars.
Now, we understand about jail space. We are now ready to go get some of these empty school buildings and man them ourselves to put these people locked up.
You're going to arrest them. You say you're going to get community work. Get them down on Monday to Union Avenue. Give them a broom. Give them a damn shovel. Give them a garbage can. The drug dealers now are getting so bold that they come out while we out there protesting. They don't carry it. That's because the police, and we request that they come and help patrol the area while we're out there, and we have been physically threatened.
I don't think we have an answer for you right now. I think you're giving us the answers right now. We're going to do something. I'm not sure what it is.
We've got to do something very soon, because I'm not going to move.
I feel it's a good place to live, a good place to work. There are a lot of negative things, a lot of things that are going on visibly, of course, but this is not the total area. There are families here that are raising their kids here, and they're doing a good job raising, with their children. And I really love the area. I wouldn't live any other place.